Okay, I think I'm live. So if you're watching this on the recorded version, because you might not have jumped on immediately, let's, yes, I am up and running. So I just want to add a description and share it everywhere. So if I get through to the right, there's the, no, that's the wrong button. Pooh, that's the wrong button. How do I get to actually see the... that's the button. Right, there we go. So if you're there on the... No, that's the... No, that's not it either. How do I get to see... Okay, well, let me just... copy and paste a few things across and work out how on earth I am going to get to see the stream so I can see the live chat when it's there. Right, so don't need that paragraph. I bet this is good TV right now. So I will save there, and surely there's a link. No, why would there be a link? I always like to see that these, here we go, open in new window and drag it across to this other screen. Yes, we are up and running, and let me see if I refresh this and obviously turn off the volume because I don't want any echoing or feedback, and we're very, very nearly up and running. So let me just share this on the 101 channels. 1, 2, 3. So Twitter, I'm coming for you. There we go. Pay. Oh, no, undo. Oh, sugar. That went wrong. Twitter. Here, copy and paste. So I was thinking, since it is 11/11, it's not a day that I personally put a huge amount of significance in. However, I love this time of year, and you can't deny the symbolism of 11/11. So it is a special day, but only because we choose it to be a special day. But then again, you can say that about a lot of days, because I also quite believe that every day is special. Whatever happens, every day is special. So what I plan to do is a reading just like I would normally do. Like with my monthly readings, I want you to ask a question. Don't ask it in the chat. I don't want to know what your question is. I am going to start, I'm going to shuffle the cards, lay the cards out, and read what I see. When I say that you ask a question, you can shout it to your TV if you want, but be aware of all the questions that are around you in case the cards decide to answer something different to what you think is the highest priority, because they don't think like we do. But have a listen to the reading, which will have a past and a present in the spread, and then you can soon figure out if this reading is answering one of your questions or not. The good thing with this method is, I suppose, to quote all the other readers on YouTube, that makes this reading timeless. Because if you haven't seen it, you don't know what's in it. And again, take a moment, just like with the monthlies, and think about all of the questions that are around you. Focus on one of them, because that actually adds some, well, I suppose it adds some energy into the process. Again, timeless. I'm the first one to say time is nothing more than a vector on a graph. Well, an axis on a graph, I should say. So that timeless nature should hopefully kick in and give me the energy ready to bring you your answers, whatever they may be. So it's one reading for everybody. It is not sign specific. It is not person specific. You will either hear your answer or you won't. Simple as that. So, as ever, general reading rules apply. Timing is far from absolute, especially after that diatribe I just came out with. Timing is far from absolute. It can be useful whenever you find it. It's going to keep that particular title up. So if you want some of that 11 and 11 wisdom, here's the place to come get it. Well, me and the other 10,000 readers on YouTube. But I see energies, actions, motions, connections. I mean, I would say I see connections more than anything. That's why I use so many cards, because what I pull out is not necessarily individual cards, but the connections that I see growing between them. So I can attribute, theoretically, an energy to someone else, and it could be you, or I could attribute an action or an energy to you, and it could actually be for somebody else. So I'm going to use my standard spread, and normally you will find on my videos I've shuffled everything well out of the way beforehand, but I quite like the idea of clarifying as the reading goes on. It's just when filming the monthlies that would take so long, but I am fortunate enough to have a free evening, a very special evening, 11/11, see my earlier diatribe, and we will see what comes up. So I will transfer to the other camera in a moment so that you can see the cards that I have. So far, it's an interesting reading that I'm seeing here. So we're starting with Queen of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. So we're talking about good, real world, material, material effects, consequences. So, God, my record button wasn't going there. And I was like, oh my God, I'm not online. But yes, I obviously am. I can see myself on this other screen. So let's switch. So the situation that we have at the moment is a beautiful one for this sort of reading, because we're discussing a choice. We've got the Two of Wands. And I really think with this particular Two of Wands, it is a choice that it's a choice that you're not necessarily wanting to make. Right, I'm going to swap cameras because I think you need to see me so you can see my thoughts. It's a choice that you're not necessarily wanting to make. Either way has a lot of consequences. Look at this young pharaoh lounging around on his, it's probably one of those things where you carry people around with, carrying his sun disk, holding a staff to guard it, or another sun disk, you can't tell, it's off panel. And this trail of camels going into the distance. Something is already in motion, something that you're feeling quite okay about. But somebody else has said, right, are you sure about this, or do you want to work with me? Because we've got the Lovers card, that can be a signal of union, but it also can be a symbol of choice. Just as much as the Two of Wands is a symbol of choice. And I feel like you're just like, I'm fine as is. I'm fine as is. Thank you very much. I'm fine as it's going. But are you really? Because there's an element of boredom creeping in, and there's an element of how can I put it? Well, it's sort of, I don't want to say divine insight, but either there's that nagging feeling, or there's an element of, is this it? I'm bored. I want things to get more active. So I can't say yet on the cards that I'm seeing whether you should accept this other person's offer for working together, whatever that may mean. So we've got no context yet. And the context is not something that I'd want to place on this style of reading. So this could be love, this could be work, this could be a personal decision within yourself, because it's definitely that, because you've been driven to feel like you need to protect something, which is why you've set into motion whatever it is that you have set into motion recently. Something where you... Let's look at the past. You learn in the past that if you create the correct sort of harvest, you put the right work in, you cultivate, that's the word that I want to use. 7 of Wands here. You cultivate a harvest and care for it, and it will mature into something. However, when you've done that before, yeah, it matured into something, but not at all, with Judgment card here, not at all quite what you expected it to. Now, I'm feeling really, really positive about this Judgment card. I want to say that it's like, not sort of you've made the harvest and you was wanting to grow bananas and you've come away with pineapples. It's like, let's stick with the banana reference. You wanted to grow bananas, you've got bananas, and you've developed an entire ecosystem around the bananas, and people are coming for miles around for your bananas. And it's like, how on earth did it turn into this? And that was a good thing. Then something went wrong. Either it became quite trapping, quite confining. I do think that maybe there was a few slip-ups, whether on your side or somebody else's. To be honest, that's irrelevant. What's happened has happened. And this thing that blew up in what I'm feeling is a particularly good way, so this could be something that you've learned about. This could be something that you started delving into something, and you started delving into some form of further education, of course. And next minute you was going to go and do physics, and the next minute you find that you're doing marine biology or something, because something had grabbed you and mutated what it was that you were trying to achieve, where it's suddenly like, how did it turn into this? But how did it turn into this? This is brilliant. And then the ennui struck, or somebody made a slip up. Something went wrong. The whole situation became very confining, constricting. Now, it is the Devil card, so back to Bloodstone Studios Demon Possessed Tarot, like I do every single time. Hello, Peril. Ask your question now, not in the chat, but ask your question in your mind, and hopefully this will be an answer for whatever question that you may contain within you. I've already started, so basically, to summarize the story so far, a long time ago, you learnt to, hello G-Day, you learnt to cultivate a harvest. You put the work in, and your results were far better and a little more unusual than what you was expecting. You got everything that you wanted and then some. It expanded out. Then you started feeling trapped. Then there was some form of slip up, or that damaged it, or damaged your view of it. That's the way to... So it's like, where am I assigning value in this? Where am I going to find balance? Where am I going to find that equal... Someone... Oh, now, I can't remember who it was. It's one of the Pisces readers, those channels that do just Pisces. I think defined the Six of Pentacles as a card of equal give and take. And I really like that with the idea of balance. For me, I always talk about the Six of Pentacles being assigning value. It can also be like a gift. It could be money. It can be debt. But here it's very contemplative. So it's like, how am I going to find that balance where I am? Because it was going great and then it morphed into this even better thing and then it started going wrong, as things in the world tend to do. You know, there's, especially if it's some form of fad, you know, or even a form of fad for, yes, please, due date, that's the way to do it. Just ask the question in your mind, in your heart, whichever way you want to say, and see if this reading is relevant to you. This Devil card's interesting because it feels natural to me. It doesn't feel, like I say, somebody messed up and you were feeling confined, but it was a logical progression. You had the good bit, then you had the bad bit, like the crest of a wave and the fall as the wave breaks. And you know what? That's okay, because it enabled you to really look at, where is this better place that I want to get to? Well, is this balance? What am I giving here? And am I receiving the right thing? So I think that you upped sticks and moved. Now that could be a physical move. That could be you were working in the car wash and you go to work in the supermarket. You know, it could be a way that you was approaching a relationship or a field of study. But either way, by seeking that balance, because the previous situation had become damaged, tarnished, boring, confining, is like, no, I'm going to go and get to a better place. Now, I rather feel that where you are right now, I would want to say this Six of Swords, there's one sword here for all of these sections. So that journey to a better place is not yet complete. You are still on the way to that better place. So you haven't failed on seeking that better place. It's just you're not there yet. It's, you know, it's the whole, the journey is more important than the destination sort of thing. But recently you've been given cause to try and protect and defend what is yours, what is relevant, what is... yeah, it's almost like that you've definitely, the Six of Swords is taking you to that better place or urging you to go to the better place. In this particular row here, it's what's underneath the situation, what's not necessarily hidden. So, visible. It is the hidden stuff. It's the underground stuff. It's the foundational stuff. It's the internal stuff. So that there is a struggle here almost on this card to go to a better place. And it's quite possible that if you had been working with others or interacting with others in this situation, that they have gone to what they think is a better place and you've gone, yeah, that's not for me. That's fine. You go and do that. And I'm going to wait here and discover what it is that I'm going to do. And when I say wait here, I mean that mentally, not necessarily physically. But you've been called to, something has put the wind up you and given you cause to go, I need to protect and I need to move on. Because unusually for a Four of Pentacles, this is a card of motion. He's riding his elephant away from the city. So he's no longer necessarily looking after the city. He's looking back at it wistfully, as if to say, you know, we had some really good times there. But I've got to move on because something's put the wind up him. So we have, yes, so that old situation, the way it tipped up, we have Halfas with the Two of Swords. So Halfas builds towers, and as I recall, is able to destroy them, and provides weapons and ammunition, sends soldiers to appointed places. That's really interesting. Whatever you were creating, somebody took advantage of it. Somebody took advantage of it and they used your agenda to further their agenda. And I think that's slightly what has what tainted it in your mind. And it might not necessarily have been a huge taint, because it's followed immediately by 2 sixes, you know, cards of happiness, contentment, better places, seeking value, finding value. And let's face it, despite the fact that this Four of Pentacles says you've had the wind put up you, and you've had with the Six of Swords, you're wanting to move on. He's looking wistfully back, and you are protecting what you are. I don't want to say protecting, I want to say preserving. You are preserving those essential things and moving them more to a place of safety. This is something that you've set into motion, but now that you've set it into motion, oh my God, are you bored? You know, how long is this going to take? So there is inspiration around you at the moment, and we're going into a very active time. Be careful what you wish for, because if you're sat there going, I'm bored, I want something to happen, it looks like the universe is going, okay, I will see your something to happen, and I will raise you several more things happening. We are going into a period of the sun. We're going into a period where there is a spotlight upon you, where you are being called to take action and take a leadership role, which to a certain extent, you may be, Seven of Wands here, you may be, I don't want to go as far as to say you're choosing the hill that you die on, but you are taking a stand against something, and you are taking a stand against something, against being a very broad definition. You know, this could be business competition, you know, so I'm not saying that you're going out banner waving or anything like that, but you're taking a stand against something where there are people relying on you, there are people following you, but the Seven of Wands, less so in this particular deck, also always reminds me of the idea that you are meeting your peers. So that means that whatever you are taking a stand about, I'm not going to say against, I'm going to say about, there are other people around taking an equally qualified and strong stand. And you have got to look after, to a certain extent, the point of the spear. You are the person leading this. There are others relying upon you. They may be of equal skill to you, but they are taking your direction. You're starting this, which is maybe tied into that offer of somebody working with you. Now, so far, I am inclined to say this offer that has been made to you here is a good one so far. Because I know you're worried that it may get out of control, that it's going to lead to an element of combat, but combat that you can win, confrontation that you can win. It also leads to camaraderie. We've got, this is a potential or two potential futures here, these two cards. So we've got the Five of Swords and the Star. Now, the Five of Swords in this, this is Tarot Apocalypsis, isn't it? Yeah, in the Tarot Apocalypsis, one definition of the Five of Swords is doing whatever it takes to win at all costs. Another one can be walking away from the battle. Another one is the battle is starting. But with this particular one, there's an element of camaraderie in battle. It always reminds me of a party of advanced Dungeons and Dragons adventurers sat in the tavern, that every single adventure in Dungeons and Dragons always starts with the party sat in the tavern celebrating, and then the story happens to them. And that's you know, the start of the scenario is very much present in this. But I do get a slight feeling of, okay, I did not expect to be with these people. But you know what? That's okay. That feels okay, because there is wisdom coming in and there is swift change. The Star card, now I can't remember what astrological association it has with it, but it's suddenly Uranus is springing to mind, that whole idea of some change happening like lightning. And also what I haven't noticed on this star card is right on the bottom here, just above my finger, there's a ship on the horizon coming in, which implies something about this thing that you've already set into motion. Because if you think the Two of Wands, you've set something into motion and you've been given this choice. Do I continue with this? Do I do this different thing? Do I accept this offer that's come in? So you've been given the choice. And let's face it, you can continue with it, or you can accept this offer and continue with it. Because those camels are already heading off towards the horizon. They are already going. They are already in motion. And we've already shown that, you know, you're okay with that. You may have had the wind put up you and being given a reason to move and preserve something, but you're happy with the plans that you have set into motion. Now, the final outcome here, you're worried about things moving too fast as well. But let's face it, right now, things have been moving too slow. You can't have it both ways. And with this Star card and Princess of Swords in the hopes and fears, that rather makes me think that there is... you're worried about things changing, like, you know, what's the phrase? On the turn of a dime, I think is the phrase. But there's... that you're worried about things changing like that. And, oh my God, what happened? Because that's what sort of happened before. Although I rather think that this Judgment card in the past, where things succeeded, but succeeded in a fashion that was beyond what you was expecting, it was a period of unfolding, of blossoming. I think it was a fast period of unfolding and blossoming. You know, you're at one place 1 week and going, you know, this is coming along nicely. I can see that this is maturing or whatever. And a week later, you're like, oh my God, I never thought it was going to create all this in a good way. But here is like, there's a hesitancy of taking this offer while letting your other, you know, letting your camels wander off towards the sunset. But the thing is, the camels do not need a great deal of maintenance. They are being led by someone, even if it's only one of the camels, by the look of it. It's a camel train. So that's something that you've set into motion, and it's going to keep going. I think that's really quite a positive sign. Final outcome, though. 5 of Cups. So there's something here about your mindset, because the 5 of Cups is a card of loss. Or, more to the point, the 5 of Cups is a card of ignoring what you have kept and looking at the things that have spilt. But surely you should have got over that by now, because look what's happened already. You had a really good thing going, then it became corrupted. Is that what you're worried about this time? I mean, this 5 of Cups, there's a determined... And how curious, there's actually 6 cups on here. It's how bizarre. If you notice on this card, there's 2 cups behind her. No, I can't count. That is 5 cups. And there's the 3s. It is, how embarrassing. It's been a long day. I was thinking there'll be 3 cups behind her, but that's actually her elbow. There's 2 very special cups. She's got her back to where to go next because of what you've lost along the way. But some of this stuff, you've already lost it, and you made a decision to lose it. You lost that construction. You lost the place that was associated with that construction because you wanted to move on. So you have moved on. So there is a message here in saying, for God's sake, recognize what you've accomplished. You know, things fall away. That's fine. We're in Scorpio season at the moment, transformation and death and sex and taxes. But transformation always means that something breaks. The old form is gone. The old form has died. And that's fine, because I think this is taking you to a better place. Right, let's have some clarity. Okay, so what you was working with before was something that you really, really wanted to work on, and it really brought you happy. It was a lot of hard work, but you really liked it. And when you received clarity of, oh my God, look how much I can actually accomplish here. Right, so, but the conscription was someone not really, constriction, sorry, was the taint that came in. It's someone not using their insight, someone not focusing correctly. They took the eye off the ball. Now, whether that's you or that's someone you was working with, or whether that's an ex-partner no longer looking at the relationship, it's a boss looking at concentrating more on what holidays they're booking than the running of the day-to-day business, whether it's not reading far enough ahead in the prospectus to see what year 3 of the course is, whatever. Someone took their eye off the ball. And yeah, you decided that, where's the value I need to move on? 4 of Pentacles again, linking with this 4 of Pentacles. 10 of Swords on the 6 of Swords, because you got to the point of no more. This can't happen again. If you was to do whatever you was doing here, next time you need to be in control. Obviously, if that's a relationship, that's quite a loaded comment, and I'm not saying that in a relationship you should try to be in control, but maybe be more aware and control of your own reactions, and your own ability to say, oi, that bit there, I don't like it, what can we do to change it? Right, so this 4 of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, so this movement that you're going through right now is slow, Knight of Pentacles. That'll explain why you're so bored. 2 of Wands with the Magician. So you've set things into motion already. You've already worked to get things moving. And to be honest, it's been a little bit of a coup for you to do this. So we now have the Emperor on that 4 of Cups. So you've been given some authority, or some authority has told you to carry on with this moving business. I think that you've been given the authority. Is that, if this is spirit advice that's come in, then it's going to feel like that thing where it doesn't feel like you've received any authority. Hey, Mafe, there's don't worry, it's going to go up. It'll be recorded. You can watch it later. Good luck in your meeting. It's like that point where spirit step back and they say, okay, we've been helping you so far, and we've been supporting you so far, and we now have faith in you. Go on then. We'll just wait over here and watch. Which can be a bit sort of, rabbit in the headlights, scared budgerigar look, going, what? But you have been given some authority. You've been given some marching orders from somewhere as well. Like I say, there's that 4 of Cups with the divine guidance coming in, but you've been given the marching orders, and marching orders also with this 7 of Wands, because this is someone ready to march out to war. Always reminds me in this deck more of the 6 of Wands, and I always think it shouldn't necessarily be the 7. But there's you've been given that authority, and I think you are going to blossom with it. The Sun with the Knight of Swords here, so things will change fast, and you will have to think on your feet, and you will have to take actions that you won't necessarily have expected. But do you know what? It's going to feel so very enlivening. Yes, whole new beginning. But Ace of Pentacles on that King of Wands, and with the 7 of Wands, we get it. Okay, that one wanted to come out. We get the 2 of Swords. Now, I like this particular 2 of Swords because that visor that she's wearing that's blinding her, or reminds me to a certain extent of, oh, what's the guy's name off Star Trek Next Gen? The engineer, Geordie, and his visor that gives him all this. It is a general and it's not, Maeve. If you go back and watch the beginning, it's like the monthlies where I say ask a question and then have a listen and see if the answer's for you. Because it's just the one reading tonight. Otherwise, I'll be here till like I need to go to work on Monday morning, you know. So back to the Two of Swords. This, yes, LaForge. That's it. Thank you. This just, there's a certain amount of awareness on this card, and that happens on a Two of Swords in one of my other decks as well. But it's also a shifting of focus. It's rather like, rather than staring at the two swords in front of you and letting them dominate your view, this either or, this duality business, there's yep, see you later, Maeve, and I will be live streaming more often, more regularly now, so I'll do a scheduled time one at some point. I just thought, well, today 11:11, why not? I should do. Right, so rather than focusing on this either or business, this lady in the clouds is focusing on a bigger picture. This either or business is not relevant. You know, it's just like it's a storm in the teacup, or just like some little petty squabble that's going to carry on anyway. But there's a bigger picture to look at, and that's what I feel your attention is being brought to, and it brings results. I didn't actually say that this path is taking you to the Empress. So let's clarify the Empress, which is this card. We have the Moon, so it's showing that you can overcome those dualities, and that there's an ebb and flow to it, I think is the best way to put it. An ebb and flow. So you've where you was bored here, you went through the trough of the wave, and now you're going to come up to the peak of the wave, which also means you go through a trough again. As we said, we saw the wave break here, and the wave will possibly break here again. And you know what? That's okay. This card is because that's where your ships, here's your Three of Wands, here's where your ships are coming in with that camaraderie, and with the fact that you are, what I rather feel is that not that there's a conflict, it's just that there's the threat of conflict, and then everyone pulls together. Especially with that star here, and there's a lightning. No. Well, I mean, yes, because of course it does. So you can all see that's the original card, the star, clarified with the star. So it's always the universe is making its point. You're not able to see what is coming round the corner. You're not able to see what is heading after what you are creating, after this next step. And you know, because I'm getting that Uranian energy. You're already aware with the way things are at the moment that things have crumbled. We've got the Tower here for your how you're feeling with that King of Cups. It's like you've got rid of the crap, all out of the way, got rid of it. So Two of Wands with that other influence, how other people are affecting you. They've been pointing out this choice to you. Ace of Wands, can you, that fear of taking this offer or working with this other party, or doing this second thing while you've been concentrating on protecting and moving your resources, or moving your skills, or setting up a new business, or starting the new yeah, it doesn't translate well to relationship, does it? That this particular storyline. But there's that element of going for more focus. There is that fear of, oh my God, what's going on with this? And then let's see what this Five of Cups gets. It's this one, and we've got the Empress once more. There are hidden blessings coming your way with this, with that lightning strike energy. Whatever that lightning strike energy is, I don't know what it is, but there is something you can't. It's like you can only plan for, you're preserving food for the winter. You can only plan for this winter. You've got no idea what spring and summer next year are going to bring. Now, I had got some other tarot decks out, but this rather feels like a complete reading in and of itself. But me being me, I do want to put some Yu-Gi-Oh cards on the reading, just to see if there's anything that I want to pick out. So I want to look at this choice that someone's offered you. So I'm not going to do every single pile of cards. Right, we have a Grenosaurus, whatever that is. But what this sort of tells me with this choice is that basically it's sort of telling me that you're a fool not to. Because this is a choice that you are being, an option that you are being given or that you are being offered. It will disappear if you don't take it. It's not that somebody else will take it necessarily, but it will disappear. So with the hopes and fears, we've got, what on earth is this? A trap card. Sulphur Chord Formal, which looks basically a bit like an angelic choir or a cherubim angelic choir. Are you okay? So are you really scared of that moment where you're having this revelation and the heavenly choirs are singing? You have the, oh my God, I've had something turn into something unexpected in the past. What's this one turning into? You open the door and unexpectedly there's this from like 100 voices all around. That feels really good. So I've got 4 cards that wanted to come out. And I really want to just put them towards the end. I'm going to use these as, oh, how bizarre. So you know what I was saying about supplies? We have Supply Squad here. So you are getting equipped with this Empress. So there's something here where you're going to need to be equipped for something you can't see yet. And that's going to happen, whatever that means. Herald of the Green Light. Now, green light is obviously heart chakra energy. Or, of course, if you're a Green Lantern fan, it is the power of will. And I'm going to go with the power of will with this Five of Cups because you are going to get challenged to focus on the positive, but there is going to be a lot of positive here. But by that challenge, and I'm filming again, and so the cat decides to take a crap again. That stinks, Misty. By the way, everybody, I have a new cat. Oh, that really does smell bad. But with this live stream may be shorter than I was expecting. Hello, Pallavi. This Herald of the Green Light, oh dear. Really, it is implying to me that there is, as much as you are being forced to focus on the positive, there are going to be some things stripped away. But let's be honest, you're aware of this process. That's already started and you're okay with it. There might be a few things that make you go, oh my God, I didn't expect that to be going. But everything that goes, you get replaced with the Empress here and the Empress on the final outcome pile. You get, congratulations, Pallavi. Now, I have plans for a 666 celebration. I was also going to do a 616 celebration because obviously that's the Marvel mainstream Earth in comics, and time did not allow me to do it, although it would be totally on brand. But I definitely, okay, over the weekend maybe, or next week, I will have a 666 celebration. I'm determined to. Right, so the last two Yu-Gi-Oh cards, we have Oh my lord, these get more ridiculous, don't they? We have Super Nimble Mega Hamster. I might let that one speak for itself, but it does imply that sense of being able to move fast, which was what you seem to be worried about. But with this King of Wands energy, this Sun energy, I would not worry about being forced to move fast. You are more than capable. But I will say that whatever this option or offer is that's come in, you should seriously consider it. It does not upset your current plans. It just adds to your workload, whatever that may mean. And then actually my favorite card, is we have Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. I was a huge fan of the anime. This is, you know, it's like when you get a natal planet conjunct galactic center or something. There is a huge, huge seal of approval with all this. So, one final thing. Queen of the Moon Oracle, because I haven't used any of my Moon Oracles for ages, and, you know, they are all older age on YouTube and have been for the past eternity. Let's just see what the... Okay, we have got... Right, yeah, that's what you got to struggle against. Like I say, it's saying that the fear is something that you have to struggle against. But look at that beautiful full moon. And also, look at the picture of that card. What a story. There's a hero's journey going on. There's a young child going into the world of imaginary friends and scary monsters and coming out the other side. Like the Hermit, this child is carrying its own light. In fact, to a great extent, you could even say that this child is made of light, at least its bottom half is. So that's something that you really have to just do not let fear stop you of doing this extra thing, doing this extra offer, taking on board, worrying about the it's a collective Pallavi. Basically, you may want to, for this bit, wait for the recording, go back to the start and ask a question. So there's been a past and a present in this spread. If there is, if this reading is for you, it will be obvious. It will be so obvious. One final card, we have self-reflection. So you're getting to learn about some of the limitations that are going on around you here. So that's beautiful. That's really nice. That's really beautiful. So let me just clear these cards away. So since people are turning up and wondering if I'm going to do some reading, I'll do some 3-card readings for people. Just let me sort these cards out first. And if you want me to do it, because I'm not going to be on much long. I've been on about an hour already, I think. So I'm not going to be on for much longer. I'll do a 3-card spread for folk. In fact, I'll put that all to one side, sort them out later. I have the Steampunk Tarot here. So, does anybody want me just to draw 3 cards? Pallavi, Christina, would you like me to draw 3 cards for you? And there is obviously a delay here. So I'll wait for my computer to actually tell me. Well, I've just got 4 cards for somebody. So the first person that I see says yes. We have 4 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles. We're carrying on the same story, aren't we, here? Right, Pallavi, if that's for you, these cards will be for you then, because you're the first comment to appear up. We've got 4 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles, 2 of Wands, 6 of Wands. This, to me, says you've already been advised. Oh, sorry, cat. Sorry, Misty. You all right? Come here. Because I've just kicked the cat. Misty, come on, Bobs. Come on, Zoe. Come on. Sorry about that. That's it. Good girl. Good girlies. Good girl. Sorry about that. Oops. She's only been here. This is her second night. Oh, what's coming next in? Right, Pallavi, I do constantly say, do not tell me the question. I don't want to know the question. It interferes with the way that I work if I know the question. But there's something that you have been guided towards. You've already been guided towards, but you didn't necessarily have a lot of faith in it. And you felt left out in the cold. And there's a do I and don't I situation coming up. Now, my own feeling with these cards, so with this Two of Wands, my own feeling is that when there is an option coming up where you are feeling left out in the cold, you are feeling like there's just very, very little around, and there is a choice that, one of these choices gives you such a view of, as if you was looking over the timeline of your life, and this choice here, it's literally like you're on the tower and you can see for miles. If I take path A, it's going to go a long way that way. And if I take path B, I don't know. And that's what I feel. It's the take the path A where you can see into the distance. And that way lies victory. So what's coming next for you in love for you? You are going to be bored. Then you're going to be miserable, feeling lost, without, I think. Then this choice arrives. So there's an element of, this is not quite a dark night of the soul, but there's certainly quite a good bit of CW drama, around this, where you are feeling not hard done to. You're not hard done to because there's nobody doing anything to you. And that's, that's part of the issue. It's just, there's an aloneness, there's an isolation, there's a nothing there. But then a choice comes up where you can see, oh my God, this one, if I do this thing, it's going to take me all the way down this way. And if I don't do this thing, I don't know what's going to happen. But the thing that's going to take you all the way down this way, whatever it is, actually works out better for you. You're all on that screen, your comments. That's why I keep showing that screen, the cards. But maybe if I show them to camera, it will help. We've got the Six of Wands as the final thing. So go on this path where you can sort of see where you're going, because you're going to be surprised and it's going to be better than what it actually first appeared. So that's you, Pallavi. So I will draw 3 cards for you, Christina. And then, because I don't think there's anybody else there, don't forget, all 3 of you, press like, share, subscribe. And notice in the description down below, there's a link to the Facebook page for this channel. There's a link tree. So we're starting with you, Christina, with the Queen of Wands. We're getting the 8 of Pentacles. It's going to be a while before your plans come. Right, I'm going to draw another card because Pallavi got 4 cards. So, ha-ha! So Pallavi, Christina, I think this earlier reading was for you. We're starting with the Queen of Wands. You know what you're doing. You are setting things into motion. You are going, I will, to use the distasteful New Age terminology, I will manifest this. Whatever this is that you're wanting to manifest, you're going to manifest this. And there's an element of authority with this particular one, but there's also, with this Queen of Wands, I always feel like she's prepared to bide her time. And that's exactly what's happening. There's a biding time going on here. But then there is a choice waiting for you. Now, I am not saying that you give up or that you carry on with what you are doing. But that choice, you know, that offer that I saw in the big reading, is there. Good soul, if you want me to do this, then I can pull 4 cards for you in a moment. So hang around if you want me to do a reading for you. Then we've got that star card again. So, Christina, what I would say is if you joined us later, which I think you did, look at this after the live stream finishes and go back to the start of the reading, see if it's relevant for you, because this really indicates that yes, it is. So then, good soul, 4 cards for you. And then there's one upside down. Then I'm going to call it a night. And there's one upside down that wasn't earlier, so I'm going to take it. We start with Temperance. They're waiting for the time to act. But there's also a... Sometimes the Temperance card can be waiting for the time to act. It can be patience. But with this one, look at how skillfully she is levitating that water from one cup to the other. This is a time to act, but it's a time to act with skill and balance. And I also feel that what you are wanting to achieve, you maybe want to do it when... This sounds awful, but when nobody is looking. You can be your most skillful and your most artistic, creative, effective when you have the magic of solitude here. So, next card, we have the 10 of Pentacles. You are building something, possibly on behalf of somebody else, which is not what I normally get from the 10 of Pentacles. But there's a lot of happiness. But look, it's literally a tarot reader in the bottom of the corner watching, I think it's actually supposed to be an airship pilot or something in this deck, but I'm going to say a tarot reader in the bottom of the corner looking at a little family on a spaceport thing, or well, helioport, I suppose, and she has arranged and organized that they get their safe trip, which means you are getting slow progress. But I feel that that's okay because you're going to be exposed to some new things. There's business that you have to finish first, that you're already setting this into motion, I think. And if this is the star card again, I'll laugh. No, it's not. We've got the 6 of Wands again. Again, a popular card. So I would refer you to that earlier reading again. And, I've forgotten. Am I talking to Good Soul or Christina now? I think I'm talking to Good Soul, aren't I? You are using your magic in private. Whoever I'm talking to, I've totally forgotten. I'm so sorry. But you using your magic, your skill, your expertise, in your power, in solitude, for somebody else's happiness, that you can then go, do you know, they don't necessarily even know I helped. You know, there's an element of, who was that masked man? You know, and that's fine because somehow it clears the field for you and sets you into a new territory, like you've graduated and you're slowly can return to your original mission. Because this is some form of colonial soldier who is going out on a mission. And for some reason, his backpack is an exhaust. But, you know, he's walking. If it's a broken jetpack, that's fine. So it's almost like your how you were moving, it goes away with whoever you are doing the good thing for. But that way is leading you to some victory with the 6 of Wands. Okay, Ruchi, right. Good Soul was going to be the last person, but you've popped in just in time, and I hope I pronounced your name correctly, because if I didn't, I'm sorry, but that's how I read it on there. 4 more cards, and then that's it. I will be drawing this live stream to a close. We start with the star. Right, you definitely want to watch this afterwards. because the star was really important in the previous reading. We have the star, the moon, the high priestess. Ooh, aren't you the lucky one with four major arcana: star, the moon, the high priestess, the hanged man. Things are going to be changing for you, Ruchi. There either has been or there is a lightning change that's gone on you. And not everything is as it seems. You have to rely on your insight. But your insight is going to describe a very, very different world for you in 3 or 4 months than what it's describing right now. It's going to be something that there's wisdom coming your way. And you know what? To start off with, you're going to be, what on earth is going on? And then there's that feeling of, hang on a minute, I can see the pattern. No, the pattern's the wrong word. I can see the weave. I can see that there is something behind this, that there is some form of structure that I can almost touch, almost. And that is going to get revealed for you. So I'm assuming, Ruchi, that this is more a spiritual development type reading or finding out what's going on in the office politics, one or the other. But I really, really like this hanged man there for you. But look what you've got. You've got the star, the moon, the high priestess, and the hanged man. All major arcana on a 4-card reading. So what I would also say is, if you know anything about astrology, Ruchi, go and have a look at your chart and see where your progressed moon is, or if you've got some big outer planet transit or a Saturn return, or there's some big, this is an important time for you, and the who you are now and who you are at the end of it are going to be quite different. You might have quite a bit, oh, they're in the wrong order now, aren't they? You might have quite a bit of wisdom here now, but this lightning-like download that happens is going to make half of that good wisdom that you had useless, and you're going to have to develop a whole new one, and it's going to be so worth it. Because remember, the hanged man represents Odin hanging upside down on the world tree, sacrificing himself for 9 days and nights, sacrificing his eye as well for the wisdom of, was it Fafnir the dragon? But anyway, whoever he got the wisdom from. So there is a sacrifice here, but to be quite honest, Ruchi, you are the sacrifice. Your old self is the sacrifice. The relevance of some of your current wisdom is the sacrifice, because you're going to get new wisdom that looks at things in a better way. So I hope that is useful for you. As I said, like, share, subscribe. I will be filming some more monthlies tomorrow. I've only done 3. I've got as far as Gemini. I haven't even done my own rising sign yet. And on Saturday, I am actually going to be uploading an interview with the creator of the modern Suicide Squad. Yes, those 2 movies, John Ostrander. There's numerous other interviews. Travis McHenry will be coming back on the channel shortly to discuss his Egyptian Star Oracle. I will have Chris Mitchell on in the next couple of days, talking about traditional astrology and the first English astrology book from the 11th century that he has translated. So there's a lot of exciting stuff coming up, and oh my god, John Ostrander's coming on the channel. Right, Shreya, I'm very sorry, but I'm about to bring this live stream to a close. So if you have a question, hold it in your mind. This is what I'm just telling you, Shreya. Can you have a reading? No, I'm finishing now. But the way my readings work, if you look at the monthlies and if you look at this one, which will replay after YouTube processes it, hold the reading in your the question in your mind, and then have a look at the reading that I did for this live stream. You've come here for a reason, and there's a past and a present on the live stream. So on the reading, there's a past and a present. So it will tell you if the reading is for you or not. So I'm very sorry to leave you hanging, but I need my tea. It's been a long day, so thank you very much, everyone, for being here, and I will see you all